All right, it says we're live. Good evening, everybody. We're glad you're here for Old Gray Bricks. We are excited that you have chosen to join us. Brick Snaps over there. Martin is in the chat on the side. Maybe he'll be returning a little later to give us the British Alabamian perspective of this. Richard, oh, sorry, man. We were full before you got in here, man. So be ready to click that in when you're ready to come in, Richard, and everything. So how are you guys doing this evening? Y'all doing all right?
Good.
Good. Well, we're hoping to have a lively show. There actually is a lot of Lego news and politicking and picking and lots of stuff going on in the Lego world. And so since we have a few folks loading into the show, let me just go ahead and make a disclaimer. None of us in this room think you are bad or good because of a brick style you pick or your Lego elements that you choose to build with. Okay, we're going to debate maybe the worthiness of one theme or another, and if you don't like that opinion, we are not trying to put you down. We are not trying to tell you you're a bad person. You just have a different opinion, and we will have different opinions in here too.
Listen, the pink corner disagrees with that.
Zoom does not speak for Jeff McElwee.
He's feverish and he's sick. Anyway. So, but by that, also on the flip side of that, we are more than welcome to disagree with everybody here, and we are not going to make it personal. So, if you agree not to take it personal, we can have a lively debate. And these are first world problems we're going to talk about. There's a lot of sickness. There's a lot of folks that live up in the northwest corner and where we used to live in Georgia that have had a lot of bad days with kids and car wrecks and all that kind of stuff, a real burdening kind of thing. Our problems and our discussion will pale in comparison. But however, we are going to have a lively discussion. And so I hope you will join in with that. We're going to go around the room and see what's up with our friends and everything. But understand, if we tell you that your theme is not our favorite and it doesn't meet the standards of what we think it meets, hey, that's our opinion. You have your opinion, but we do want you to enjoy your hobby, be creative, and do amazing things with the elements. And also realize Lego wants our money, and so they are no beneficiary by giving us the things we want. They give us things that get them money. So let's just leave it at that. All right, let's go around. We somebody who hasn't been in the chat in a while. He actually likes this, I guess. Greg, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. What's up?
Welcome back.
Hey, Thank you. Yeah, I had to schedule time specially to join tonight, and I'm glad to do it. Looking forward to this debate that we're going to have. And I brought someone that might help. I don't know if I'll get kicked off for that, but we were... I thought I could play devil's advocate. I don't know.
That's okay. I'm playing the role of Castle this evening.
All right. I've had a pretty good week. I've been living a dream 34 years in the making that I am going to attempt to show everybody. That my kids have also been enjoying quite a bit.
Yeah. There it is.
It's just pure joy in the household right now. And also, I've been doing some builds for February. This one's pretty large. I didn't actually do any building in the month of February with this rover, but I wanted to do a huge Futuron rover like I'd always wanted to when I was a kid. And my goal was to make it as interactive as possible with a kind of a cool play feature.
Hey, Greg, turn this landscape, buddy.
Thank you.
Bam.
It feels so much better.
We're seeing it in widescreen.
So I have one of those gear racks that were in a lot of the old space sets in this thing. Oh, and it's broken. It's broken. I don't want to waste my time trying to fix it now, so I'll try to do that off camera for you guys.
I will say that when you showed this on Instagram, and Chris, you'll appreciate this. Greg is reaching that new level of he's reaching that I hate that guy level.
I know, Yeah.
Yes, the mechanism on that rover that he's going to fix and show us later is fantastic. And then his new one that he did the other day, Is that one working? Can you show us that one?
Oh yeah, I've got that one. And
Yeah,
I
Show.
I apologize for the motion sickness. I can't ever seem to get this working on my computer, so I'm full-blown phone camera right now.
Chris, add a Dramamine warning in the top of this.
Let's see.
Yeah, that.
Oh, that's great. That's so cool.
No way.
Just freaking insane.
It's kind of taken me a while to get to this point. The last year, I've been purely just binging on nostalgia and building old sets in different colors and doing the little tiny versions of the official sets. So I've only just recently started to truly mock as a spacer, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. So much fun. Trust me, yours is one I look for on Instagram. I'm like, oh, did Greg's build something else? The little tiny things, the things and everything. So we were big fans here. So I am so glad you could join us and everything. And by the way, I want to go ahead and say there is no bias when it comes to what we talk about on the show. No one here, is going to. Sorry. Anyway. All right, let's talk to the other Greg in the room, and not Greg Brady. Gil, how you doing today?
Good. How's everyone else doing? Hopefully good. So Lego-ing this week. Some building. I can't show it because of my camera, but I'll be sort of doing more reveals soon of the Space Police 2 stuff. It's done now. And the only other thing I've been doing is some photography. Basically doing those 3 little castle dudes. So that's been on Instagram and stuff like that. And they've been fun because it's sort of applying some sort of new techniques that I've been picking up from watching some vids of other toy photographers and stuff like that. And it's prepping for when the blacksmith shop arrives, hopefully tomorrow. So that should be some fun stuff. But I'm not gonna show the photography and share screen. If I get a chance, I'll just toss the links into the chat because I want to kind of keep things moving so we can talk tonight.
Cool deal. Yeah, well, if we have some time later, definitely put that in. But so you're saying you're getting the castle set in the mail, the 18+ castle set in the mail?
I am, and I'll get into angry detail as to why I've not jumped the spaceship, but I've sort of opened the door where the blue water falls out of the bottom and are just kind of hanging out there for a little while. So stay tuned.
All right. And I got a notification from FedEx that my package with a certain castle set would be arriving today, but they would update that information once they actually receive the package at the FedEx office. So it's not shipped yet, but thank you, FedEx. All right. Jeff, what's going on, Jeff? How you doing today?
Hey, not a whole lot. Everything is good in my end. I got that little Miles Morales mech with Christmas monies a while ago, and I never put it together, but that's what I'm doing today.
Did you just say everything is good in your end? Is that what you just actually said?
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Oh,
Just wanted to check.
old gray proctology.
Yep.
There's no
Well,
need.
Great having you guys. I'm out of here. I've been working on a police station for the last 4 days. I've been streaming an hour every night just on how the build's going. And Dan's here. Hey, Dan. And it's awesome. I've been really enjoying it. I've had a guest every night. I tried to get a certain Captain Old Gray Pants, but he was too tired, so that was a no-go.
Yeah.
So it's fine. He's past his bedtime. But we've been doing good. I had Ben from Ben's Brick Designs on, and we got to get him here sometime. He's awesome at microfighter designs and just building in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a busy week. Streaming every day and building every day. So it's nice.
Sweet. So check out your, give them your channel's name.
It's literally Jeff McElwee tonight at 8:30. So in 2 hours and 21 minutes, I'll be going live again to build the police station. I'll have my buddy Brian with me, and I'm trying to get a hold of Dan from Between the Bricks, but I can't. because I wanted to invite Dan on because I made a funny joke on Tuesday about how me, Brian, and Dan are the Tons of Fun crew. So I really want to do that tonight and have them all together. And
Man,
just walk with guys.
you just make me feel left out more and more.
I was gonna say, Julian, I didn't know if you were able, man.
Oh, no, I'm definitely not able. I shouldn't be here tonight, but
This show is very taxing.
But
I'm
he is having tons of fun though.
Yes,
I'm very entertained by Brian's discussion about the fan moms and their leggings.
hey, you know what? They got me like 20 subscriptions this week, so I'm A-okay with Brian's fan. All right.
I think it's awesome that he has fan moms.
Me too. And they're really nice ladies. They're a little thirsty for him, though, so it gets a little awkward.
Yeah. So if you don't know, we're talking about Brian Saviano, Bricks O'Brien on YouTube and Twitch and stuff. He's a funny guy. He's great. He's a super nice guy. But yeah, he has some moms who are fangirls, and it's it's really, really funny. All right, so Magnus, we'll welcome back Magnus. You've had a bit of a journey lately. Glad to have you back with us. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. Let's see. I've been building sort of a little bit, not as much as I would like, but I'm getting close to finishing 2 vehicles that I can show off that are obscure G.I. Joe vehicles. This is from there was something called Battle Force 2000 that was like 2000 was like in the distant future in 1987 or so, and built a couple of Battle Force 2000 vehicles. That
yeah, the giant motorcycle. I forgot about that.
So I now have most of the Battle Force 2000 vehicles. I have 3 others from before, and then there are 2 others I haven't built yet. But I'm getting close to finishing Battle Force 2000, and yeah,
Awesome.
sort of cheapy thing.
I don't remember Battle Force 2000, the G.I. Joe verse, but that was getting beyond my G.I. Joe knowledge and everything. That's pretty cool, though.
You know, one thing I'd just like to say is I feel that I could drink about a half a bottle of cough syrup and watch that clock behind Magnus there for about 6 or 7 hours.
Is it annoying? Should I like put my head on it?
It's like mesmerizing. It's yeah.
How are you feeling, man? You had a touch of the COVID, right? So you doing all right?
I did. Thanks for asking. I'm feeling well. I was very fortunate in that I got a mild case. I had some symptoms for a couple of days, and they kind of went away. And I've been feeling physically well since mid-January.
Good.
So, very fortunate.
And speaking of that, let's talk to this man right here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm here. Day. What is today's Thursday?
Yes.
Last Tuesday night, my fever started. And I broke it yesterday, and I'm doing better now. I'm tired. I'm 20 pounds down.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I stopped eating.
The COVID diet.
I mean, but when you got the extra, when you can just feed off yourself for a week and a half, it's nice. My pregnant wife has it now, and my 15-year-old daughter. The wife's got a fever. The daughter is acting like nothing happened at all. So I haven't built anything.
Julian, I was really hoping that you said that when you had a fever, the only cure for it was for cowbell, but
I need more cowbell.
it's okay though. This is serious stuff.
But yeah, it is. All of us have been worried for you, and those of us who do pray for you, we've all had positive vibes for you and all that kind of stuff. We are super glad you're back.
Glad to be back, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, when you feel like you need to bail out, you just bail out. Whatever you need to do, man. But everybody's been concerned. We are extremely glad that you're here. So
Hey, Julian.
Very much.
I have a baby shower present coming because I'm always late with stuff. So yeah, it's coming. Sorry.
We're piling them up. We're going to do another live stream when we open.
I am the perpetually late giver of things.
No, it's fine.
I am always late. He's laughing at me.
Well, better late than never. What's going on in y'all's world today?
I have an addiction for cute baby clothes. It's one of my weaknesses. We're I'm still unloading my favorite German brick store, Burkina. I'm not getting anything off of touting them. I got a lot of, like, for instance, I got some dark nougat or dark orange tile 1x1 ones that are in the mosaic that you can't get anywhere else. Yeah. So I'm trying to sort all that out because there's so many new elements that I just don't have spaces for. I mean, that's never come in that color, and I don't really have a space for it. So we're sorting that out. And then I'm still waiting on my hold on, we're doing a full rotation here. On my Belleville place. My Belleville lattices are stuck in customs in Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Huh.
So the mid-century modern Friends building is
Gonna be awesome.
sadly still at a pause because I need more lattice pieces in Belleville.
Man, you guys look like some sort of offshore sweatshop that you're all like, there's like some.
And then Natalie's made made Animal Crossing behind me and took all of my Fabulous characters.
Oh, man.
Pretty cool though.
It's very cute.
Yeah, the website that you're talking about, the Bricklink seller is BRICKLIN.
Brick, so BRICKINA, Brickina. If you Google them, they have their own like German website, but then they say follow us or see our store on Bricklink. We have even more items. And what they do is they part out new sets and they start at the Bricklink average for these parts. And then I want to say like in an interval of like
30 days, they drop it to 15 off, and then
they drop it every 2 to
off,
4 weeks.
off.
They start dropping it 15% off at a time. And there are some elements in there that are 75% off of the average of Bricklink, and they're new elements, which makes it kind of cheaper than Bricks and Pieces for people that want new elements. And it's 20, if you do a big order, it's 20 euros shipping, and I got my order in 8 days. So they're my new favorite Bricklink shop.
That's
And you order 6,000
shipping.
parts and they ship same day.
Yeah, and they also like took like 6,000 parts and shipped it the next day, and I'm just like, do you guys not sleep? Apparently not.
Wow. All right. Well, that's an awesome site to get massive amounts of parts, and if you have the possibility of waiting on a part to be discounted, that's pretty cool. And what was the shipping rate you said that they charge?
$20 flat, 20 euros, so it's like $23 flat. So, I mean, if you want to order with a buddy or wait until you find a bunch of stuff at 60-75% off.
Cool.
The only thing I went to it and I started paging through. There's page after page after page of parts and a ton of instruction books. But you can't sort by the amount of discounts, so you can jump right to the 75% off parts and start going through them. But there's a lot of instruction books on it. I don't know how to screen those out, but they're on.
Well, you turn on the parts and go start from the parts area, and it makes it easier.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. When you mentioned it last week, I investigated this week, and I went, I need to get off this as soon as I can. And then I did, because otherwise,
I got sucked into an hour of it. I'm like, stop, too much money.
I think somewhere I tuned out what this website is, and I'm glad that I have. I don't even want to see a link for it. You guys just keep talking while I finish something here. I don't. Yeah, sounds very dangerous.
Well, it's one of those things. It's any Bricklink site you go to, you're like, oh, let me check my wanted list, and you pull some off of that, and they're like, huh, what do they have in dark orange? And you start just picking through and start searching through, and all of a sudden that $10 cart is like $75, and the bad thing, or the good and the bad with Bricklink right now, used to, if you left Bricklink, you lost your cart or whatever. Or you could keep one. Now, every site you go to, it holds onto your cart, and so you can go back there and then you're like, oh, they have more of those. I should, and yeah, it'll suck you in, and and your PayPal starts screaming at you. So anyway, so that's cool. Check that out, and make sure that you visit that site. There's plenty of awesome bricklinkers. Eminem in North Carolina, he's a great bricklinker, and he does really awesome with the parts and everything. So make sure. Oh, Brick and Match, she didn't make it in, but
No, Chris, if she's not here with us, then she did not.
Stop talking about this, otherwise I will go there. Stop.
We call it that Brakina is the patron saint of new elements cheap from Germany.
And you buy stuff you don't need.
Because I don't
That
have
sounds
time to do
right.
that at all. Keep Matthew out of this conversation completely.
Why did I buy 10 of those purple Slave One windshields?
Because we need purple slave one windshields. I mean, who doesn't?
well,
I got 3 of them over here for you.
Well, they were 50 cents. I'm like, at 50 cents, I like
50
that.
cents. How could you say no to a purple slave one windshield?
because I'd like a clear one, but
I want a trans yellow one.
Yeah.
even better. I've seen somebody actually take that and put the turmeric on it, the one from the thing. I'm like, man, that's a risk because that's a $20 part right now.
And you know the dome. I don't mean to make a tangent here, but you know the dome canopies for the A-wing.
Yeah.
So one of my I forget whether it was an Instagram buddy or a Facebook group, but somebody had ordered those, and he took one of those as a test, and evidently the plastic on that one did not survive the turmeric. So yeah, that poor canopy is not going to be. I think he played taps for it and buried it in the backyard.
It sounds like something we'd do. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see, Mr. Sandlin, what is up with you and Small Paul this evening? You have the mutinization going on.
If this was a drinking game, someone would have to drink because
because the Small Paul was making a bit of racket. But we'll go to Small Paul Cam. Here we go, Small Paul Cam. He was over there playing Lego Godzilla.
Oh, look, there's the dog.
Yeah, there's your doggy. Yeah.
Sweet. So what's up in your world today, man?
Yeah, just I got in on that sale. Well, people on Messy Monday saw that I was sorting the inside buses, so I got all that bright light orange.
Nice.
Which is really nice because there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. So I'm gonna.
Sounds like bright light orange should be part of our challenge.
So that's
Could be.
I can't remember last week or whatever. I built my little dolphin neck thing, so he's like,
You know what he reminded me of was those. Remember that really choppy animated fan short with the whale mechs? They were like whales with like partially mechs. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, it's fun. He's reading humans. Yeah.
You use one of my favorite parts, the 1x1 tiles with the simple number on them that came back in the day. Those are such a good little part for your mechs or something to put a little number on them. So fun.
That's about it. Nothing huge going on here.
Just spacing on. All right. Hey, Jeff, I left you a note in the private chat if you'll check that out, by the way. Let's go with Mr. Dana. What is going on in your world, man?
Do you want to talk to Matthew first?
Oh, have I not? I haven't gone to Matthew. There it is. I'm sorry. I went around the room.
I don't want to break
Matthew, what's going on, man?
Hey everybody, so I've got a couple projects, off and on projects. So I picked back up and I'm doing some work on a Bob's Burgers rendition. So I had the first, there we go. I had the first floor sort of roughed out and I set it aside in the guest bedroom. My parents are coming in March, so I need to actually finish this by March so they can get on the bed. But I started working on the upstairs, framing in the upstairs window. I got these kind of fun printed window panes that have a little edging on it, like the interior of an actual window pane. So this is a work in progress, obviously, not finished. And then the other work in progress that I've been I worked on the roof line of the bubblegum company. So got a couple of those well, there we go. Okay, one less microfig, but got some microfigs across the top, playing with the rounded motif. And then down at the bottom, put in a walkway using all of those fun quarter round tiles that I got from Dot's set. So tons of pink quarter rounds, made a little pathway, and I used some squared off ones. So still work to be done, but it's starting to come into focus. So it's got a roof, it's got a sidewalk, still got to work on the mosaic on the back and the interior, but I'll probably actually do something with the interior in this one because there's so much glass that you can't help but see into it. So a lot of my buildings you can't see into, and I don't bother finishing off the interior. But I'll probably
need to get some of the water slide tubes from Friends and get real actual gumballs to drop through them. Yeah, there you go.
Look at there.
Ooh.
And get like real gumballs and have them fall through your gumball factory and come out the bottom.
So this was one of those things where I'm putting things in my basket of bricks and pieces, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a cool part. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but obviously.
So do the hamsters come with that or what?
GBC.
I already have a lot of Lego mice in my collection, so I felt like
Hey, the GBC guys went nuts when that part came out.
They did?
Yeah, didn't we say listen, like, can't wait to
I
make a
don't look at
GBC
the
out of that.
They're not cheap on bricks and pieces though. That's unfortunate though.
Rakina. These are the droids you want. Come on, you gotta know they're gonna get some friends. Part those out. I'm just
Hey
saying.
Matthew, were those on the lug bolt list?
Mm-mm.
No,
I
they
don't
weren't?
think so.
Oh,
And honestly, I don't want 100 of them.
Yeah.
you say that.
You don't.
I mean, maybe if I was doing like a whole undersea layout with like, undersea dwelling, like in the 70s when people are like, we're going to live underwater for science,
Like in
I'm
Jaws
not-
3D.
Yeah, I'm not planning to do anything like that. So
Well, here's hoping that they show up in lug bulk for 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, I find it odd that they didn't. But I mean, just as a side note with Lug Bulk and those movies, there were a lot of transparent pieces not on the list. I mean, in all colors and all shapes, fashions, and forms. So I don't know what's going on with that. So
and
I would almost.
very few animals this time.
The transport parent 1x2 with the koi
You out?
fish.
See you, Julian.
Hey, time out, Bricksmith. You leaving, man? We'll see you,
Yeah.
Bricksmith, man. We're glad
Yeah.
you're here.
Keep
Good to
feeling
see you,
better,
buddy.
man.
Rest up.
Take care of yourself.
I wonder if it's the same production issue they had with the clear pieces or transparent pieces last year, and they're just erring on the side of not. And I wonder if that has to do with the fact that they're trying to retool their formulas to be more eco-friendly. That could be.
Could be. I mean, it seems like they made a change in the clear, and then they made a change again, and in midstream they were having all these, and so they may have cut all that out. I don't know. It was a little disappointing actually, but there's something up with that. They also took the round, some of the round dots.
Yeah, a lot of 1x1 round tiles out.
And I know there's some splitting issues with the ones that I have. They crack right in the middle and everything.
Yeah.
So.
I've also been having some splitting issues on some of the ball joint pieces.
Yep.
Me too. In the connection end. This is the second one out of a bag of, I have about 20 or 30 of these. This is the second one that's broken on me this week. So really surprised on that one.
Week.
Yeah, and once that part breaks, man, things happen. I'm just.
Was that ball?
I'm gonna get that put on a t-shirt, Chris, and I'm gonna wear it for you all the time.
I would love it. Oh, we have another guest. Oh, look, it's Rich, man. How you doing? Right on the button. Oh, I don't want to know what that is.
It's dark and creepy.
Well, it's a shame
I'll fix that. Hold on.
I don't want to know. I really don't. I don't want to know what I just saw. Oh, he left. Okay.
Oh no, he's getting some lighting.
Rich, are you currently moving as we speak? Is that what's going on?
Chris, can we get the Benny Hill theme song going on here?
That's copyrighted, but yeah, probably. So, how you doing today, man?
A long, busy day. We drove down to Virginia. We pulled stuff out of the storage. It's not empty yet.
And we noticed you're grooming while you're on camera. That's really good. So thank you very much. That's great.
Yeah, I figure it's better than the crazy hair.
We're glad you're here, and glad you could join us. Thanks, man. We are hoping your move continues to go smoothly. Hey! All right, so let's go to
Matt.
Oh, wow. Hey, Jeff, if you got that shared, do you want to go ahead and throw that in there, or you got it with you?
We're good. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Jeff has something for us, a new segment before we get to Dana and our current segment. We're going to add the Jeff's Fig of the Week. So, whoa, there it is.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us all about it.
All right, so I'm going to be doing one-off comic characters that they've made for the next month or so, and then I'll switch to something else. But today we're talking about Superboy.
Superboy.
Yeah. So some comic book facts. Superboy was a clone of Superman when Superman died in the 90s. Superboy was a Cadmus creation. To distinguish himself from Superman, he moved to Hawaii and fought creatures like Land Shark or King Shark and teamed up with Aqualad and Aquaman a lot. It was kind of lame. He has almost every power that Superman has, they're just toned down a little bit. He does get tired after long flights. He can't fly as long as Superman can. He was released in 2014. He only appears in one set, and that was a 4-pack with a Chima figure, a Cop, a Ninjago figure, and him. And it was a part of a line that Target Exclusives did, but then you can find it on Amazon. They only ever did 2 4-packs like that, and the one after that was Lightning Lad, but nobody cares about Lightning Lad. But yeah, he's the only one that's ever been released. He's got back printing. He's got the reversible face there with the Heat Vision angry face. It's a solid figure. It's also the first time that we ever got these arms in two-tone with a black shirt and tan-colored arms there. So pretty dope.
So is that dual molding or just paint on the arm?
It's dual molding, yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Jeff, do you want to give us a quick summary of how you acquired that figure of your own?
I met a meth head in the middle of the desert who aimed a shotgun at me.
Wow.
I just went to Target and got mine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Unexpected. Yeah.
I missed the boat. I answered an ad on Craigslist, and I was like, here I go. And then I came to a canyon with like an old school bus and a trailer, and then a man in boxer shorts, combat boots, and a Moser 12 gauge.
That's hot.
That was a bad day. He smelled real bad, and I smelled real bad. Then I showered for a long time. That's $20 I ever spent.
Did you have to burn your clothes or throw them away?
But you'll always have the memories.
Yeah. He told that story in length in another chat, and it was quite hilarious. So
that's like the final scene of 7 or something, man. That's like weird.
Yeah, he turned out to be a member of the Ku Klux Klan and was later arrested that day.
That day?
What's in the box? This is the box, Jeff. What's this box?
Before or after Heisenberg came and shot up his compound?
I don't know. Maybe before but jeez, it was a frightening experience, and it was the shadiest deal of Lego purchasing I've ever done.
It was the opening scene of a Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
It wasn't a good price.
But it's like when you're driving there, like the minute you can't see anyone for 20 miles in any direction, I'm pretty sure I'd be finding the reverse in that car.
I sure.
Like,
Oh no, I was armed. I'm from Arizona, so I was armed. It was fine.
The thing is, you carry a gun doesn't prevent you from being hurt by another gun. That's the only problem.
Block the bullets with the gun and then return fire.
Oh,
But did you save $3.35?
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah, well, at some point, I've got to hear that whole story because that's too good to let drop. Yeah.
It's great. All right. So Red Carnage is here in the chat. Also, Bama Bricks. What's up, man? Good to have you here. Adrian. You put that up there, too. I was clicking it. Yes, it is a great story. Andrew Sada, what's going on, man? It's good to have you here in the chat as well. Yeah, man. We should get a cut from Burkina, by the way, because of your advertisement. So to sponsor this show, and that's great. All right, what's up, Dana? Let's get to what's up in your world, man.
All right, so first up in my world. So if you guys follow on Instagram, there's a guy he goes by the handle of Lego Master PL, and I think the PL stands for some abbreviation of where he is in the world. But he did a great advent calendar for Christmas this year of classic space, and he released. And every day for Advent, he released a little instructions for his little classic space little mocks, and they were great. And on day 9, he made this little teeny droid, which, yeah, it's got a little Ed 209 feel to him, but at the same time he doesn't. And I just thought he built this so well and constructed it so well that I fell in love with it. And I went ahead and I felt like this little guy was going to be that little droid on the spaceship who all the other droids were going to be, picking on him for his lunch money because he was so little and cute. Mm-hmm. And I thought he needs a big brother. So I went ahead and designed it in digital and realized I didn't have as many of the parts that I needed that I thought I needed. So a little bricks and pieces order, and 30 to 35 days later, that finally showed up because that's how long it takes for bricks and pieces.
Right.
And so I went ahead and was able to finally build.
It has German efficiency.
It does have German efficiency. So I decided to build him his big brother to go along with the little guy.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's super awesome.
And originally I was trying to use because he's got a stud for the eyeball there, and I thought I was just going to use a little a 2x2 inverted plate with the roundness to it, and I realized that those come in red in like 10 sets that I don't collect. So I went ahead with a red radar dish and just threw a 1x1 round tile on there, and it kind of has that reminiscent of a 1x1 stud.
Yeah.
Upscaled. So I was really happy with that. And then I've gotten a lot of good comments on the arms, the claws. Really happy with the way they count. And I do realize that I need to upgrade him a little bit by I need those new the 4x4 dishes with the hole in the middle, so I can lock that in better through this arm section here. But other than that, he stands up pretty good. And I also realized why a lot of Lego sets, while the ball joints are some of my favorite pieces that they've done recently, but when you try to add 1, 2, 3, when you get 3 different ball joints and then a 4th one for the hip, it makes it really posable, but also difficult to get it so that it stands quite right. So I actually wanted putting in some hinge clips on this guy, and it kind of made more sense after what a lot of the walkers in a lot of the Star Wars sets use hinge clips instead of the ball joints. And it dawned on me why the engineers probably do that, because it gives it more stability and a lot more stability when you're posing it. And so a little lesson learned this week. So that was kind of fun. And then in our lug, we're doing a collectible minifigure challenge. So I gave the group the chance to say, hey, Series 21 came out. Let's do that. Because it was kind of a last minute challenge, because the challenge we were doing before that really kind of blew. And so we said, so I said, pick a minifigure from Series 21 and do your version of a little vignette for that. 16 by 16 footprint by 20 bricks high is what we always do, because we go into a store display and can't do it anything higher than 20. And so with talking with Chris and stuff and like that, and I originally, like last week, I decided to go ahead and build this little Space Police mech, which I was happy with. And then I started thinking about, I thought about Gil in the shower and doing some red girders.
Wait, what?
Did you not remember that? You don't remember that?
What? As we all
Oh, I remember.
This is getting problematic.
Oh no! We had our problematic on a private chat this morning, so we should be out of our child humor for at least
that was my nervous laugh, by the way.
At least 30 minutes. But I when a mech this size, trying to put him in like a little mech bay for like in that small a footprint, it just he would been busting at the seams and trying. I mean, I probably could have done a Hulk version better with him, expanding outside that space.
You were dialing in data.
I was totally phoning this in. I was like, I can do better. To quote Julian, do better, Dana, do better. So then Chris shows that he's got this great idea, and I don't know if he showed it or if you guys, I'm kind of breaking the bubble here. He took the little girl with the plane and had her jumping off of a roof, and I was like, okay, yeah, I got to do better. I can't just phone in this little space dude here. So I had the idea, and I kind of got a little bit of inspiration from Mark because the crabs for the Castaway, great little piece.
You were inspired by Mark's crabs. Well, this is really going somewhere.
I was inspired by Mark's crabs.
Did it give you the itch to build?
Shower and then Mark's crabs. I'm certain where you're going with this, Dana.
Sometimes, you guys could pay me to come up with these things, but no, it just happened automatically. And when I saw those crabs come out, and I thought, they've got the stud attachment across the top, and that's where the shell fits on. And I thought, what would be cool is like what they do with the other animals, like when they do the sled dogs, and they've got the little stud on the back, so they can link them together for a dog sled. And I thought, I gotta make a crab sled. So I went ahead.
That was your nickname in high school, right?
Crab sled. Crab sled. So I went ahead and I got a few more of the Castaway minifigures so that I could specifically get the crabs. And made a little.
How would you say that? Crab sled.
Crabs. And so I created a little. And originally I started out with the little sled and 4 of them. And then I was showing it to some of my AFOL buddies, and one of them, Shannon, goes, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. There's no way that sled could be held or carried or propelled by 4 hermit crabs. You need more hermit crabs. So there I am going back out to the store again to get 2 more hermit crabs.
I'm glad physics prevailed on this.
And then, of course, and then people like Matthew were like, oh, no. 6? You need like 12. Go bigger base plate. I'm like, no. So needless to say, this is my little mock, and I don't normally do this kind of thing, so this was kind of fun to play with, a little bit of water and some palm tree type stuff. I kind of phoned it in with the palm tree, but it's a palm tree. I like it.
It reminds me of somebody in the shower. I'm not certain.
And so my other thought is that Gil had some great on crusty, on itchy, on just great comments. But my thought is that because all the messages in the bottle, it's crab mail. You've heard of snail mail. Now you've got crab mail. So,
each bottle has a note that says, "We've been trying to reach you about your car warranty." So,
or is it your sled warranty or sled warranty?
Or prescription for penicillin?
Or would it be your shell warranty? It could be your shell warranty because never mind. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to this week's episode of Old Gray Bricks of the Week.
Please.
Please. Go ahead and switch screens there. So, all right, moving right along. Old Gray Bricks set of the week.
Month. Oh, right.
Old Gray Bricks set of the week this week in honor of one of our longtime guests, Greg. We are doing Astro cards. Little Futron action for you. And no, this is one of my sets that I took a picture of and then decided to play a little fun with one of the guys' backgrounds out there on Classic Space, and did my own rendition of a Classic Space Futron background. So there we go for that. But anyway, moving along. Theme Futron from 1989. This was actually the last Futron set that we got a year after Futron was released, because most of them came out in 88. This was kind of like the after, they would do that with these little sets every so often. They did it with Spyrius and Blacktron, where as they were tailing out for the series, they would throw in one little tiny set, and this was that one for Futron. So this is that last Futron glimpse for us before we switched on to Blacktron and Space Police. A whopping 30 pieces. Gil probably will chime in with here when we do this. That big fans of small sets. Mm-hmm. Big bang for your buck in that aspect. Minifigures, you got one. Fruiteron. Use price
for the crabs.
Yes, it's the hermit crabs in my pocket. Use price, I don't know, because there's none available on Bricklink, and doesn't show any sales in the last 6 months. So same thing for new in a box. Who knows how much these will go for? Time will tell. What makes it cool? Those little 1x1 printed tiles, those are gold. I wish I had thought about these sets and I knew about them and had bought them up, because those 1x1 printed tiles are definitely one of the best parts about this set. It's very swooshable. It's got nice wings for swooshing. It fits in your pocket. And it's a non-naked spaceman because he's got a zipper on his chest.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
And there you have it. So this week's Old Gray Bricks of the Week is 1620 Astro Dark. Back to you, Chris, in the studio.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know, actually, if I had that particular Futuron lawn chair, rocket chair, but they are so great. And as we talk about this, and obviously one of our favorite themes is that theme, I would be okay if they didn't go with the classics and they came out with Futuron guys, but because I love Futuron guys. They were the kind of the, actually we should have a real spacesuit on our space guys with a little more detail. So the zipper and the logo up there on the chest accomplish that for us. So I love me some Futuron. So
we gotta get going.
All right.
Before we go, I will say it's not that I don't like Bionicle, but it's just not my thing. To be honest, I'd be happy with anything that's space, castle, or pirate, but I am voting space.
All right.
You're out there starting to discuss. You get your maid.
And what a segue.
There it is. Nice.
It is a good segue.
Shots fired already. That's great.
I think I'll be happy with anything that's kind of the classic nostalgia that they're going to throw out to us, to be honest.
System based, right?
System based, right?
Yeah.
But I'm voting space.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
we got pirate in the Barracuda Bay. We got castle in the blacksmith shop. So I think space deserves a set.
A big set.
You're correct.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. So as we get into it, we're going to discuss the current battle. As if you're a Lego fan and been hiding under the rock the past 3 or 4 weeks, you wouldn't know that the Lego itself has put out a couple of voting rounds and a couple of competitions or whatever, where fans could vote their favorite themes to be put out as a 90th anniversary set. Lego itself has actually admitted that having, especially for the castle guys and for the space guys too, that it wasn't fair to have in the list of things you could choose that they split the vote, especially for castle, because there was like 15 different castle themes and there were a bunch of space themes as well. And things like trains, things like town, things like Bionicle had one to kind of solidify and collect the vote for that. And so the first result of that, do what?
I was going to say that trains is kind of more town, but okay. Moving on.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Train and town are of the same genre. Yeah, you're right.
There were several sub-town genres that were in there. So theoretically, you could have lumped all those together.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when it came down to it, it was Bionicle, Space, and Pirates that were the top 3. Lego put out an explanation, and okay, we could be conspiratorial. They meant to do this the whole time, that Castle was going to be batted back in because they looked at the cumulative votes for all the different themes, and they got rather high compared to the other themes. Still didn't beat Bionicle, but was up there with Space, or maybe even top Space. I can't remember what the numbers are and everything. I don't know if Floridians were counting the dimpled Chads or anything like that as they were going through the chat, or the vote tally. So they've now put the final 4 up there, which are for the 90th anniversary of Lego Brick. By the way, have y'all noticed there's like 67 different anniversaries that Lego observes?
Always.
Because there's a 25th anniversary.
In the past 4 years, there's 20 different anniversaries.
So anyway, they got lots of stuff. So anyway, I'm always confused. It's like trying to figure out, how many things are in the toilet paper roll. 96 rolls and 25 roll. Anyway, toilet paper math I don't get either.
You went to Georgia Tech, right?
Where are you going with that?
I don't know. I'm blabbing. So
Nobody else.
we have 4 to represent Lego as the 90th anniversary set, which is a pretty big deal. All right. So you have the top vote getter is Bionicle. Second place vote getter is Classic Space. Third place vote getter is Pirates. And then they added Jeff Gordon in his last season to be in the top 25 or whatever in NASCAR. Yeah, I know. Castle is added in. So do you guys think it was, let's just go with this. Do you think it was fair for Castle to be added back in? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Anybody that was a no vote on that? Because I'm not. I think that, of course, the first thing that I read was like, oh, they meant to do Castle all along, which I don't think so.
No.
But anyway, all right.
I actually did a quick tabulation the other day when I saw all this starting to stream up, and I took and I read in Matthew fashion. I got a little math nerd going on, and I pulled up and I lumped all the space sets together, all the castle sets together, and the Pirates and Imperials together. And in the grand scheme of things, Castle came in at 46, almost 47,000 votes as the top. Space actually went up to 38, almost 39,000. Bionicle was at 24, and Pirates with Imperials came into almost 23, which again was well 10,000 over the next entries in across the board. So those 4 being up there, absolutely. And if they had done this originally and lumping all those themes the way they should have been as one big theme as opposed to sub themes, we'd still be in the same place with those top 4 at the top.
There you go. But there would be a different order, and those who are claiming one theme as of saving things, which we'll talk about in a second, if you know what I'm saying, would not have as loud of a voice and an argument.
One more thing before I let you go. One more thing, Rich, before I let you go. The other thing to point out, and I read this in an article from one of the German websites, is that they did kind of a trolling. Again, Matthew was probably loving the geeking out on this with the numbers. They were trolling through all the votes that they could tabulate to see and pull more statistics that showed that a lot of people voted across themes. Like someone might have voted Castle, Space, and a Knights or a Pirates. Some people voted all 3 Space or all 3 Pirate or all 3 in Castle. But people who voted Bionicle only voted Bionicle. So they didn't even cast 2 other votes. So if you think about that, it really starts to mess with the numbers even more so, because now you've got all these people who were spreading their votes across things. If they had to do a vote between the top 4, we're going to see the Bionicle numbers drop to the bottom because everybody's now going to be focusing in on one theme.
All right. So, Matt's about the math. He's giggling. Let's let him go.
I want to get all this out before Matthew got cut loose.
There's no math here. My day job is a political scientist, so yes, I'm very interested in voting. But we have a term for this. It's called ballot roll-off. When somebody votes for one office and then skips other offices, they roll off the ballot. They don't fill out the full ballot. And Bionicle, by only voting for one choice, elevates that choice. So when you only vote for one and you could cast 3 votes, other people are casting 3. Don't be haters. Don't be haters. But I mean, it is an interesting question to me, because I think for the old gray brick demographic, there's probably a whole bunch of people who cast a Castle vote, a Pirate vote, and a Space vote. And now that you only get to make one choice, it's like choosing among your 3 gorgeous children, who are you going to vote for? But for the Bionicle people, they don't face that problem. So I'm assuming every Bionicle voter will still vote Bionicle, but the old theme people of a certain age. So my election analysis is this election's going to turn on younger voters who are not Bionicle, who they're going to have to pick one of these themes. And so I think it's going to be decided by the 20, 30-year-old crowd. That's my
then
Election
what they should do is they should make you either you vote for 3 in an order, or your vote isn't counted. That's socialism, my friends.
You Canadians should know.
So my contention is that Lego plans this all along, and they have 4 sets are ready to go, and they're roughly in the categories that they thought they would get anyway. They probably have a classic space set ready to go. They have a classic castle set ready to go. They have a classic pirate set ready to go. And I guess we can resurrect some Bionicle nonsense too. What the heck?
All right.
Do you
Does
think they
anybody subscribe to
anticipated?
that?
Not that I don't own a lot of Bionicle stuff. I do. I really do. I'll show you one day. It won't
you
be
think
today or
They
tomorrow.
really
One day. Really, a lot. But that's not the point. The point is that they already have stuff ready to go.
What were
Do
you
you
saying,
think they
Matt?
actually expected Bionicle to come in the top 4? I would guess they did not.
I think they did. I
Yeah,
think because
so
I think they expected it.
all right, so you know how like people wonder how do you join a cult? Wouldn't you see past all this already? And like, why are you drinking the Kool-Aid? Well, there's still those people that really like being part of the cult, and that's what a Bionicle fan is. No offense to you fellas or ladies, but it's really what you are. And
Only sipping gently.
and they decided it was going to be there because Bionicle has always sold really well. It has. Like, we all know that because of Bionicle, Star Wars, and Harry Potter, that saved Lego in the early 2000s. Okay, whatever.
Absolutely.
2014, 2015, we got more Bionicle sets. Hooray! Then we got more movies. Hooray! But I mean, it's a fan favorite, and I can't deny the fact that those people rallied. Like, they had people leading the charge, like the Crusaders trying to take back Jerusalem, and we're like, let's do this. And they put in their votes. They beat the system because they saw through it. But I mean,
It's like Reddit users bringing down Wall Street.
that was fun, by the way. I had a great
that's
Monday.
Okay, here's my grenade. You ready? Here goes my grenade, my TED Talk. Okay, when I had cancer and things was killing me, they gave me chemo, and that got me through it. It doesn't mean I want some more chemo. Can I just say?
I hear you.
So Bionicle may have saved Lego, right? But I don't need it anymore.
Right, exactly. Like, it was really nice hanging out with you cult members once, and you're all really nice, and I get it. But I'm going to go. I'll see you later. That's pretty much how it should be. Or like, yeah, I went on a date with Susan. It was really nice. I'm never calling her again, though. Because I don't want to. There was just problems there. Okay? And like,
now we're back to crap.
like, I totally get it, and everything's fine. And like, I want Castle to win. I really do. Because I like Castle. Classic Space is awesome, but it's not my space. I grew up with Futuretron, Blocktron, M-Tron, Space Police. It's not my space. But, yeah, that's my space. Anyway. I want Castle to win. I'll be happy with a space set. Like, I'm not dumb. I won't be like, yeah, I'll never buy anything again. I will do that. If those Bionicle cultists do it, if they actually manage to win, that's like asking for 4 more years of Trump. Hard pass.
Can I
I'm out.
jump in
I'm
as a
going to
Bionicle
Canada. Gil,
apologist?
couch ready.
PG-13 warning. Start up there.
Magus, what you got there?
All right, I got 2 things to say. That one, I just want to follow up on. We talked about this last time, and some of us are having a hard time voting.
Say again?
Some of us are having a hard time voting on ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like who was it? Mark, you were saying this. You couldn't vote, right?
Yeah, there's some problem with my account on ideas that I can go to the Lego site, I can sign into VIP, I can buy things from Lego. I can't sign into ideas at all. It tells me my email is already in use, and I don't know how to solve it. And when I emailed customer support, they sent me a form email back telling me reset your password, and it's like, that's not the problem.
Yeah, I have
Russian collusion.
I have exactly the same problem as
be
you.
on the phone for an hour like I did.
No. I did this today. I have exactly the same problem as you. I've never been able to sign into ideas or vote for any ideas. I called into customer service for the second time today, and I finally got through to someone after waiting for half an hour, and he said, "I can't help you, but here's an email to email ideas." So I email ideas, and someone gets back to me, and sounds like he's going to be able to help me out. And I sent him an email back, and maybe he'll be able to figure this out. But whatever the themes are we're voting for, however you feel about Bionicle or whether they mushed Castle together, they've got to allow people to actually vote in this thing, right?
Absolutely.
The other thing I just wanted to say as far as Castle goes, I am surprised when I look at the Castle, the votes for the different Castle themes. Forcemen on top, then the Crusaders, then the Black Knights, then the Black Falcons further down. I assumed the Black Falcons would be like,
yeah, way up there.
But no, it's very interesting to see how those factions broke down, and that's really interesting to me, just as a Castle person, to see like, how the votes actually fell. That's interesting.
I think Forcemen's came way too quick and fast and gone, and people wanted more Robin Hood stuff. I think
I have no idea. I didn't play with those themes, so I have no idea what they are.
I thought it was interesting how few votes Blacktron got. They only got what, like 5,000? I was expecting that to be a lot higher.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many more people like Mark and Magnus are out there that are who had issues, because I was really surprised how low the numbers were. I mean, I'm part of a Blacktron group on Facebook that has more than 5,000 users, and you would think that they would have all gone in and voted.
Yeah.
I think though too, there's also something else at play, is that you have, like, I don't know where like the Bionicle fan. I always assumed that the majority of the Bionicle fans were actually in the U.S. Were like the younger kids in the U.S. that bought it, but I'm not sure, because that thing is like 20. That theme is 20 pairs of soiled underwear, so I don't even know. But no offense to anyone, but that aside.
No, nobody will take that offensively.
Yeah. But that aside, yes, that's right. Swing that arm.
God, it's so bad.
The thing that I notice with these sort of like when Lego puts out stuff that's sort of like it's web based, whether it's survey polls, whether it's anything that's sort of done as like an aggregate of consumer interest and stuff like that. Where I see most people jumping on that is Eurobricks, is the European side of Brickset. Like those people, when I see the comments that are being made, man, most of them are from Europe.
Yeah.
So how that affects the demographic of, again, I'm discounting Bionicle, just of all the system stuff, right? It doesn't surprise me too much that the ones that got the numbers, were what they were, because those themes are they're absolutely Bible to that part of fandom.
I'll say this, Gil. When we had special Lego people at Brickfest come and talk initially, first couple years, they told us that the North American market, U.S. and Canada and parts of Mexico and some other stuff, were a fraction of their total sales, and therefore they felt that they didn't need to give us any sway for any kind of ideas or specialties or things like that. I mean, over time it's changed.
Yeah.
But I think that we're catching up, but we're not there yet. Not even close. Even after almost 20 years of that kind of rabid consumerism by Europeans for Lego products.
Right.
Not to derail us too much, but just tossing this grenade for future, is that I'm curious to see how that will change as China starts to take a far bigger impact on all of this.
Oh yeah.
Can I add one thing? Like, Chris, you're gonna have to earmuff it for me. You're gonna have to earmuff it.
Wait, do I need to get the PG-13 button?
Yep.
Please keep it PG-13, please.
Where the hell was Adventurers? Who dropped the vote on that? Like, I loved that set growing up. Come on, you guys had to like it too. It was Indiana Jones before Indiana Jones was a thing.
Oh
I never
yeah,
had any,
absolutely. If I had been able to vote for 4 things, Adventurers would have been my 4th. But
man, that is niche. Like I'm sure, like I mean, it's cool, but it's niche.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fair enough.
That is a niche.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you
I
got-
think
you got-
a lot of the themes were a lot of the sub themes were niche.
Yeah.
But they were system niche that had other things going on at the same time.
and technically, Adventurers was town.
Yeah. Ish.
You know
It
what
was
I
fun.
thought was interesting was in the initial vote, they had 30 themes you could vote for. When they published the results, there were only 28. And
What were the 2 they're missing?
I noticed Spirius was not on the final list, and I don't know what the other one was, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
Maybe he got so little votes they didn't.
Probably.
Maybe they
I was
voted
all about
Spirius.
Spirius, but
Which
I
would
know
make-
it's not popular.
I mean, that would make sense. It's interesting that Spirius was on the list to begin with,
But not Futuron.
but not Futuron. And I mean, I can see why Unitron wouldn't have been on there because
Well-
5 sets.
If they
3 kids had the Unitron or whatever back in the day.
Well,
That's it.
everything, only the monorail was available worldwide,
yeah.
and the other sets were only available in the U.S. because the U.S. doesn't really care about all this kind of stuff, and we don't matter toward the demographics. But we get all the exclusives, so we're crazy over here.
If they had put Futuron on the list, it would have had to have been a monorail, and they're not going to do that. So that's what
And
I
that's
think happened.
probably why they left it off.
Yeah.
Both of those, 2 of the themes they left off had the monorails and everything.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got to run I gotta take off, but just
Take
a
off,
couple-
Hoser. Eh?
Just take it off, yeah. Just a couple things, just before I go.
Beauty.
When I was going to select all these things, I was one of those ones who did, I don't know, I did Forestman, Classic Space, and then something else. But when I'm looking through all this stuff, I just remember years and years ago, Alistair McLean, used to be build space way back in the day. Every time someone would complain about a set, would say, "Look at this thing! Look at this thing! Look at this thing!" He'd always just post one line saying, "There are no useless parts," right? And I think of that all the time. However, when I look at Bionicle, sadly, it's mostly useless parts. So that kind of that's to me was my
No.
my
It's not Lego parts. It's not part of the system.
But just to let me finish, because I'm going to say my piece and then I'm going to jump out because that will be the sweetest.
He's got a moose to catch. I'll let him talk.
But that's whenever I voted for all that stuff, I'm like, I don't care if any of these make it. Honestly, any of them. Since Jack Stone wasn't there, my heart was broken. But I mean, despite all the rest, I was whatever, man. It's all going to be good, so long as it's system. And being an old fart, it boils down to why system is fun. System's fun.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Drop the mic. He's out.
Don't join a cult, is what Gil's saying.
Now I gotta hop in the car and head out to the middle of nowhere. So
Do you have a body in the trunk?
not yet. Depends
Yeah,
what happens at the exchange.
The night is still young.
Yeah.
You have a box in the trunk?
What's in the box?
What
Yeah,
kind of
just-
box?
and
In the
I'm
bag of
looking
lime.
forward to the after show where I gotta hear that full story. 'Cause,
Listen to that rap I sent you. I think you'll like it.
I will. Good night, gents. Have fun.
Later, Gil.
There we go.
See ya.
Fuck that.
All right.
Hey, can I play Bionicle Apologist? Since
Yeah, go
everyone's
ahead.
dumping on Bionicle and probably for
Wait.
good reason.
There is no apologizing for Bionicle.
Hey, I own
You should be.
I own at least 2 Bionicles.
Hey, World War II had trials too, is all I'm saying. Go ahead.
I think the fandom for Bionicle is probably skewing much younger, and they're probably more inclined to be plugged into what's going on the internet. So I think that helped.
Do you know what happens? You know what happened? They got this big rock that they're under, and they lifted it up, and the rays of sun were going on them, and they had Bionicle figures.
Maybe.
Then they went, is the internet still around? And then they went to the library, and they went, oh my god, this is happening, and how do I do this? And then that's what happened. Like cockroaches, they came out of nowhere.
Hey, if you ignore your own personal history with Lego, Bionicle is actually kind of cool, and I got bit by the bug when they released those first wave of sets. And it's got the little Technic gimmicks, which I'm all about.
Wait, Greg, did you say we had to ignore Lego to like Bionicle? Because I think
Yes,
that's
I did.
I think that's what he said. I think
disclaimer: I voted for Classic Space, Mtron, and Ice Planet, but I feel like we need to have at least some other sides presented here. And
Man, I love swimming, but I hate water.
If we
I
ignore
have to say
Lego,
that I've used Bionicle parts in various different genres of town and space and even castle. Speech,
All right.
steampunk.
Give Greg the floor. Give Greg the floor. He's making a case. So let
I'm
him finish.
agreeing with him.
so, Technic gimmicks are fun. You got the collecting aspect to catch the kids that grew up on Pokemon, like I did. You have the classical elements represented, which is always fun in terms of what power is better over another power. And I actually really liked the mythology they were creating. And I think Mark and I were going back and forth a little bit. I think it was yesterday. And I said, well, what if they release a system set based on the Bionicle mythology? Kind of like what they did with Exoforce, a little minifig scale robots. I thought at first that would be terrible because literally nobody would be happy. But now the more I think about it, I might go for that. I don't know. Probably won't happen, but I'll just.
They actually did have some like system scale Bionicle robots.
Yeah,
They did have that.
that could be fun.
But if they updated them so that they had a little more actual flexibility or movement, that would be better. But yeah, I'd love to see an updated Bionicle robot pig.
Well, like, so what if the Bionicle? Because what I always hear by the Bionicle fans is the lore, is the story, and everything that has to do with the backstory of Bionicle that really attracted people in. And I totally get that. I mean, hey, I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, and there have been some crappy things out there, but I still love it because it's the lore that I love. And so Bionicle, that's brought people in. I mean, that's what's made Ninjago so successful. Is the story. It's brought people in. So let's take this a step and say, what if the story of Bionicle stayed, but we got Ninjago style mechs or Monkey King style mechs instead of Bionicle pieces?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I actually think I'd be like smitten with it because I'd be getting more mechs.
Hey, I just realized they didn't put Exoforce on there, did they?
No, they did not.
Did they do Chima?
No.
Why does everyone hate Chima so much more than like Exoforce and Ninjago? To me, it looks like
Chima's too new, I think. If you noticed, all the themes and the types of stuff were like 30 plus years old, or 20, at least 20 years old.
So I have a question about Bionicle, because I have some loose Bionicle that I picked up here and there, but I've never actually bought a Bionicle set. When I think of Bionicle, I think of these sort of large action figure-like things. Were there actually large Bionicle sets that were like bases or vehicles, or is it all characters?
I think they had bigger sets like vehicles later on, but
They did.
kind of in a dim age at that point.
Because I've seen some amazing like marks that people have built out of Bionicle that are many of which are very large, and it's very impressive stuff. But it's not something I've ever done, and it's not part of the Lego system. And I think that's sort of main block most of us have with this. But I'm just wondering if they were to release the classic, in honor of Bionicle, what would that look like? Would it be like $100+ set with like a big dragon, or like would it just be like a couple of Bionicle dudes for $30? Like, what would that look like?
Hey guys, I got to duck out, so I just want to say bye.
Hey, give us what do you think? What should win?
Anything that's system that's not Bionicle.
Okay, good deal.
Honestly, Lego equals bricks.
Studs.
There's my grenade. Boom.
So the other theme that was not presented in the voting was Fabuland.
That would have been cool.
So what if they did Fabuland mech Bionicles? We take the mask off, and it's a.
I think Chima already failed.
What about Duplo? Everyone played with Duplo, right? We all got into this through Duplo.
I can honestly say I've never. No, I was too old for Duplo, or whatever. I don't know. But before we get too far, Chris, we are ignoring the elephant in the room. Jeff Van Wyndham, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I saw him. How you doing, man?
Not bad. I've never been called an elephant before. Now I have a little bit of
Sorry,
going on.
nothing personal.
Okay, I'm good. How's everybody doing?
We're good, man. How goes the sorting and everything? You doing all right?
That is some glorious blue and gray I see there.
This is not sorting anymore. Yes, hold on.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just starting a different painter version.
Nice.
I have a few. Here, I'll show them all. I have like a couple of train cars that were made plastic space wise. That's the bad side.
Oh, nice.
There's a container car, and then there's or like cargo, like a couple of container type cars.
Ooh, nice.
That I have to go with a ship. So I have a shelf in my display area. There, you can get this guy. I think I've showed this guy before with the Duplo windscreen.
Yes, and we love him.
This is just a cargo carrier. This guy.
He's a double decker.
Yeah, a double decker. The containers fall off though, hard to use it. So I have a shelf that has that strip on it. The couple of train cars and a monorail as well. So I was like, you know what? I want to build a play in the shelf that'll fit perfectly. That'll have everything. That'll have room for everything now on it, and at least it will look pretty cool. So I started building this, and I've made it so that these pad here, the containers can lock on.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And this is just a ruse because I want to get a light gray ring around it.
Nice.
And I'm working on a little bit of detail at the front, some hoses or something tingling in, but I'm trying to figure out how to cover that up.
That's awesome.
Very, very data center. Love it.
Can I just say you have made the point without even saying it that space is the best. I'm just going to go ahead and say by showing how cool that was, it's the best. All right,
yes,
so
space is the best.
But he does have this the Smith shop.
Hey, mine's on the way.
Awesome.
Came into it.
Hey, all right. So let's just go ahead and throw this out there. Everybody here, pretty much. Well, Greg's making the point that Bionicle does deserve a spot at the table or in the vote and everything like that. And we should admit that because of Bionicle, even though it was difficult at first, there was a deeper connection between system and Technic. Because in my mind, Bionicle is Technic. I mean. It was born out of Throwbots. It was born out of all that stuff. And even though
you need to insult Technic, Chris.
Yeah, well, I mean, Technic is a Technic theme, I think. So therefore, it's not system per se and everything. But we did get ball joints. We did get lots of even in system the ability to make things move easier. Even the small ball joints are a little brother and sister to the big pieces that came out of that. And when Exoforce came about, you had the ball joint connectors that then had studs on them connecting those worlds and everything. So we can acknowledge that there were some good that came from Bionicle in some way. Just like me going through chemo, I lost 50 pounds. That was good for me. But anyway.
That's like saying we sure did learn a lot from Adolf Hitler.
All right.
Rule: if we hit the Holocaust, the argument is done, and we have to stop because we've reached the end of the internet.
There you go.
I think that, along with Rule 42, that's the other one I know very well. That you bring in the Holocaust,
the internet.
We're done.
I just want to point out that we've broken all of Chris's rules. Absolutely. Politics. There's been
somebody go get a hat,
and there's been sexual innuendo. So I think we just have to shut it down.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
I will say that another thing of the Bionicle parts, it gave you weirdly different angled connections that you didn't get anywhere else that were compact.
Sure. All right, but let's flip the side of that. Could you imagine Lego saying, here is the set that represents us of 90 years of making toys and it not have a brick in it?
No
stud, no Lego.
It's going to be one of the big three. and 2 of those already got sets in the last 2 years. So to me, that means there's only one logical choice.
Well, wait a minute. Now, some would argue that the Peter Reed idea set was our classic space set. But let's not go down that rabbit hole. Instead, let's talk about this.
Yeah, don't bring facts into this. No. We're not doing that.
Chris brought this up in a side chat earlier today that on Lego's website, they specify that this is really just a fact gathering vote. None of this matters at all. Mm-hmm. They just wanted to see what was going on, and they may choose to do something else. For all we know, and this would make more sense to me than anything else, if they just didn't do this whole voting thing, is
and
that
they bring out Fabuland?
What?
And they bring out Fabuland?
No. That they do. What would happen is, because when we think about it, we go back to the origins of Lego, and it was a town with a street and buildings, and there were no minifigures, and we got, I think the phrase, and no, this is not a segue, basic bricks was the thing.
Build this with basic bricks.
How long have you been waiting to do that with that shirt on? If you
that feels like
the whole time you're like, I'm waiting for my spot to show my shirt.
No, I don't. I am not Machiavellian, even though I'm doing the goatee thing for it. But it flows. I'm pun without intention.
But they just did a town classic stuff a year or two ago when we were at Brick Fair. So they did that little 4 thing which ironically the little 4 thing they did was the airport, classic space, pirates, and a castle. We knew what the 4 things were. They just didn't do a little tiny Bionicle thing. But I really don't see them saying we're going to do what the community wants. We've already got our plan rolled out, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They just want to see what's going on.
Agreed.
And Lego has a 2-year production.
That's almost what I said. It's almost what I said, except the opposite. That they're going to, I said they're going to do something, and it's going to be all 4. You said they dug the pulse of the community, and they're not going to do anything at all.
Well, no, they're going to do something, but they don't really. They're just some marketing guy saying, "Hey, let's do this."
Yeah, to drum up buzz. Yeah, in my mind, this is all just to drum up buzz for the 90th fact.
Absolutely. Because we know
now that they've made everybody mad.
It's going to be
marketing department is the evil empire inside Lego. We know this.
That's what I said. They had a bet going. That was it.
Yeah. Somebody just won $2.
It's the scene of in Trading Places where they snap the dollar bill and $1. Yeah.
Exactly. I couldn't remember whether it was $1 or $2. Maybe I'm thinking of I want my $2 from Better Off Dead. But either way, yeah, somebody won some minuscule amount in a side bet.
It was a dare.
Right now, Captain America is handing Nick Fury a $20 bill or something.
One of my favorite scenes in Marvel, by the way, when he does that.
It is, absolutely. It is.
So let's just say which thing. All right, well, let's then go around now that we'll go ahead and say we do not want Bionicle to happen. We will be first world problem mad if Bionicle makes it. And I think it would do a disservice to the brand if it did. And that's my opinion. I'm glad Bionicle fans have a great creative toy to build with. It is not mine. And is it Lego? Yes. Is it classic Lego or Lego system? No. And so that's why I think it should be set aside. So of the 3, you've got Space, which obviously is my fave and everything. You've got Pirates, and you've got now what I think is the emotional champion vote right now, the theme that gets put back in because the Castle, and I think Castle now has the sympathy vote with it being the underdog thrown back in. All right, that's what I see happening in the stuff I've been reading. What do you think?
No.
No.
So here's what I think. So They had like 6 categories for space. They had 6 categories for castle. Classic Space still managed to do what it did, but I think if they're smart, they'll give us a space station or space something like that where we'll have elements from all the other factions that are there, stopping off, visiting, whatever. Give us a big $250 set. I know everyone in this room will be like, "Here, take our money." So
no, take my money
Like a
twice.
moon-based module.
But like, I mean, that's how I think they'll do Classic Space. In all honesty, I wouldn't mind a Classic Space set, but I'm rooting for Castle. I really want a new Castle that looks awesome. That I'm jealous of Jeff from Canada because I want the blacksmith shop, but I can't get it right now. Like that style and that architecture. If we got a castle like that, I'd be so down. And just give us some new forestmen. We've been getting like snippets and collectible minifigures for the last 10 years. Like the awesome Wolfpack guy that we got with the whole green hood and he looked like Green Arrow, and just that's awesome. Like more of that, please. But that's just my opinion.
So they could
We
do
don't
a
need more pirate
castle
things.
inside a bubble on a moon base.
Well,
We don't need more pirates. So
Well, I'm also wondering, just as a sort of expansion of that, just Jeff, since they compiled the castle from votes from lots of different factions, it would seem to me that what is going to please most people is if they release a minifig-based set on one of these main themes that includes multiple sub-themes. That could be a classic space base with a little mini ship from like 4 or 6 different of the subsequent factions, or it could be a castle set that somehow includes minifigs, from different castle factions also.
yeah, they got the big 3-in-1 coming out in Castle this year. I know.
Yeah, but it's not a castle.
I know. No, I agree, Magnus. I want a castle.
It's closer to black. It's the blacksmith set is closer in style to the cafe corner level of It's not I want a big castle, or at least like a colorful joust with black falcons off against lion knights and Robin Hood in the background.
Well,
Yeah,
the
Magnus,
3-in-1,
we're on the same page.
we don't know what the 3-in-1 is going to be, and if it's like the pirate 3-in-1, that's actually pretty darn good. So,
If they do a big 3-in-1 castle or a big 3-in-1 space set, it's going to be great. It's be awesome either way.
yeah.
Is it going to be a 3-in-1?
I'm just speculating. No, I mean the anniversary. No. We're just speculating what we've seen in 3-in-1 sets. The fact that we've seen 3-in-1 with a big pirate ship, and then we've also seen the big 3-in-1 with a space set. I foresee a 3-in-1 castle set coming very soon.
Oh, this summer, yeah.
But I would actually. Oh, Matt, we've been cutting you off. Matt, your turn.
If we know anything about Lego, they have to ramp up production. So I wouldn't be shocked if they already have designs for all these, and whoever doesn't make the cut gets dumped into a 3-in-1 set. But I just want to say that listening to all of you has changed my vote. Because I totally want to see Bionicle win just to see the meltdown.
Oh, Matthew, watch it. Playing his fiddle as the Lego Dumb Burns.
Just to see
I'd
the
actually like
rage.
to see
The rage.
is Lego actually do a 3-in-1 set where each piece, each thing that you build can actually go with another thing that you build. Like you bought 3 of them, and you build the 3 things, and it all fits together into one larger thing.
Ooh, now that's marketing genius right there.
All right, here's something I thought of today, and I want to challenge myself actually to do it. I want to build my own 3-in-1 where I've got gray castle walls that then I can turn into gray wings, use the blue from the moat to make the classic space set, have some green in there. I would like to make a 3-in-1 that you could build a space set, a classic castle set, and the third one, whatever it is.
A Bionicle set.
No, not the Bionicle set. That you can build the 3 top, and you got a 3-in-1 set that you can build castle, that you can build pirates, and that you can build space with the same pieces. Make that happen, and that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy piecework right there.
I don't think it would be amazing. I think it's a cool idea. I don't think the sets would be good. Because the castle and the pirates need a lot of bricks, and the space needs a lot of plates. I don't know. Like, it's a cool
Unless it was
idea.
all done in micro scale, then I could see it being done.
Well, in that, with the 3-in-1s, the third set is always the dorky one, so we'll make that castle. But anyway.
Now, you know what? I didn't even think about it as I just said it, but we're all speculating that the 60th anniversary set is going to be a big ideas style $100 set. For the 40th or 60th anniversary of the Lego brick, we got a micro scale set. 4 micro scale sets to be.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Well, it's 90 years. I don't know. I hope we get a big one. If they're smart, they'll give us a big one. They seem to know what they're doing.
You need to go back and watch Julian's show.
I know.
Forever Starting with Kevin Hinkle, because you will learn that they do not have a clue what they're doing.
Kevin and I have talked privately about that, but yeah.
Hey, this is an idea. No, we did that 10 years ago, but we're going to do it again. But it didn't work 10 years ago, but we're still going to do it again. So.
Oh, hey, can I bring up something slightly off topic, but still Lego related?
Sure.
The Amelia Earhart gift with purchase set. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, the Amelia Earhart?
Yeah.
Loving it. Loving it.
Great.
I want a theme with Sky Pirates and that design model of plane, and I want to be able to rebuild the scenes from Tailspin with I just want that. That looks so awesome. Right? That's it.
That is great.
Excellent segue or excellent tangent. I like it.
Yeah, no, that set's great. I can't wait till that comes out. And that's really cool. Gift with purchases also seems to be getting the ramp up, because I think Lego has seen that it pushes sales big time when it comes online, especially right now. I wonder how if the cow bull thing that we're getting with, if that pushed the sales that much. I know the car did. The car, everybody loved the car and everything, and that Amelia Earhart will push me to go, well, let's put $150 down on something because I like that plane. So
Chris, this is you're basically serving this up on a platter for me. So I joke about when it's AFOL day, or when there's a GWP, or when a new set comes out, that I'm going to do the basic AFOL thing, and I'm going to buy whatever I need to get the GWP, because that's what I need to do. I need to get the GWP. I mean, that is a basic AFOL thing to do. Whether I plan on buying anything that weekend or not, that new GWP comes out, I'm going to have to buy the minimum just to get it.
Yeah.
So and that is what I refer to as a basic AFOL habit.
Yeah, and that's something that used to be not that big a deal. But now they've upped their ante on those sets. I mean, they're $20 sets getting for free and everything, and
they're good
all
sets. So they're sets that I would pay the $20 for.
Same.
And people are gobbling them up.
I would have paid the money to get the '89 Batman minifig version that Jeff has because of the graciousness of a friend. I would have paid money for that. I would have paid, but I didn't want. Now I will say I did not want the Batmobile because I have nowhere to put it. I didn't want to spend $300 on the Batmobile, but I would pay $40 for that set and a fig in it in a minute. That kind of thing. So
yeah, I was fortunate to get that GWP at one of the lesser known stores for a damaged box price.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got lucky with that, but.
If it's any consolation, I'm about to spend $40 on the minifigures that went with the big Batmobile.
There are Bricklink sellers out there like Matthew who are loving you right now.
I know.
Flip the figures.
Matthew, can you throw me a link to your Bricklink store when you get a chance?
Sure. I didn't buy the Batman though, so sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna look through. I'm gonna peruse.
All right, so we'll revisit this again
next week.
In all honesty, Pirates got a excellent classic Pirates set within the last year.
They got two of them.
I got 3-1.
Barracuda Bay is amazing, and the fact that the Lego went to the point to style the box like an old Lego system box is amazing and so great. So you can pop that on your shelf and say, I have a 18 plus loved designed classic pirate set on my desk. All right.
There it is.
It's coming. Yeah, there it is. Now coming in the mail. Some of you already have it. Is you got a nice 18 plus. I would have been really cool if they would have put some classic branding on it, just like that on this Castle blacksmith shop and everything. You're going to have an 18 plus, brand new with all these new pieces. Castle set right beside it on your shelf. But guess what? You're not going to have if we don't get space. You're not going to have a classic space in your collection on your shelf.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm hoping it will be space, and not that I mean I love it. I want it to happen, but it also just seems from a marketing perspective for Lego, and from because they studied it, and like you said, this actual vote means Bitkiss. They're going to put whatever set they want out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I really think it makes a lot of sense for them to do space. They've ramped up the figures, they've ramped up the printing on the torso. They have the helmets that look really good in retro style for the classic space guys. It makes a lot of sense for Lego to already have a space set they're about to plop on us. In my
Finally get those red classic spaceman figures that we've been omitted for the last several years.
Please have a red guy. It would be cool to have.
I am stunned that you've come to this conclusion.
You're stunned?
So surprising.
We're all very surprised that Chris, you would want Classic Space to win.
But
No,
Chris,
but-
you also have Benny
My
Spaceship.
dog face.
What was that? What was that, Jeff?
Benny Spaceship. We had a classic space set technically a few years back.
Technically.
Which did not sell well.
That was a
I
licensed
employee of the
product.
store, and that
Which
really
set
excited.
are you talking about? Benny Spaceship? What are you talking about?
They're talking about the
Yeah, but-
exo suit.
the
No, I think he's
exosuit
actually
did
talking
not
about
sell
Benny
well.
Spaceship.
I'm talking about
Benny
Lego Movie
Spaceship
2.
did not sell that well either. I'm telling you, as someone who was working the floor, it did not sell that well. I mean, and I showed it to a lot of parents, and they were like, "Yeah, it's kind of a lie," you know.
I
People
bought
buy it.
one. It was nice.
I have 3.
Yeah, but look.
I have
look
none.
at who's talking. Look at who's talking. People
No.
who are diehards who love the series. I'm just telling you,
Exactly.
it didn't sell.
Yeah, but
well.
are they marketing this to kids and parents of kids, or are they marketing it to people above the age of 40 who grew up in this? Because if they
Lego, Lego wants to sell as many as they can.
when they, I mean, Lego does recognize that there is an adult audience that has different preferences than kids, right? As a Castle fan, I was really disappointed the last time they tried to bring Castle out. The torsos were really cool, but the castles just seemed kind of juniorized. They were a little too colorful. And they were doing that to appeal to children, right? My fear is that whatever we get, even if we get whichever theme we're hoping for, we'll be disappointed because it just won't be quite like the set we imagine. Now, the Barracuda Bay, of course, gives me hope that I'm wrong. If they can do what they did with Barracuda Bay for Space or Castle, I think that'd be great. And if they go with Pirate anyway, I hope they do like a big fort or something that's different from what came out last year.
Yeah.
I think you put your finger on the button, which is the expectations are very high for this community, and the odds that they will not meet your expectations are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and I will say this, but let me finish my thought on the thing about space. Is space came out, and then the Yellow Castle came out. It was those were genre changing things for Lego, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the time there, you had space shuttles about to happen. You'd just been to the moon. Space in the thought process of kids at the time, and Star Wars was a big deal. Now there's Lego Star Wars. There's other things and space adventures. You just don't see a lot of kids space adventure shows and stuff like that. But also in those space sets, there was no conflict. In Castle, you have conflict in story and drama, and in Pirates, you do too. So for the kids nowadays, those classic space sets may seem neat, but it may not hit them in their hot button. So therefore, that's the argument that Lego may not do a space set. And I understand that. I certainly will be super happy when there's a 90th anniversary set and it has bricks in it and not Bionicle. I would hope it would be space, but we'll be okay with everybody with what they're doing, honestly. So All right, we're at an hour 30. Any more thoughts that you guys have, or anything you want to idea about the set? Go ahead, Greg.
One question for you, Chris. If it's space, you know they're going to release a new color of classic minifigure. Which one do you want?
I would love for them to do a regular in new gray. I think that would be great. Dark blue. I think I would like dark blue. Space guy. What about you? All right, let's go around the room. That'd be cool. What color would you like a space guy in?
I want lime.
Lime would be cool.
Okay, I'm going to confess. I actually already voted. I voted for Classic Space. So, and in the note,
You're my best friend.
No, I said I voted for Classic Space. And you're saying okay. And I said my note was please make a spaceman in a new color. I didn't say which color. I just said new color. So they can go crazy. They already did pink, so we can't get that one.
What about the dark yellow?
Dark yellow. Give me yellow.
Yeah.
Non-naked spaceman. That would actually be funny if they came up with the classic colors of Space Guy, but the yellow they toned him to the orange, which I love that color. That would be great. So he technically wouldn't be naked. He would just be in a sort of see-through suit, right?
What if they gave him a flesh-colored suit?
He would be blushing.
Oh yeah, a flesh-colored suit with a yellow guy. That would be really weird, and that would become really weird really fast on the internet. I can just tell you.
Oh yeah. I want this color.
Dark gray.
Yeah.
I got you.
I want it in the Futuron style though, like with the zipper and everything else. That'd be dope.
All right, Dana. We're talking about as we're closing. What color, if they released a space set, what color spaceman would you want?
Oh, it's gonna be turquoise.
Turquoise.
Yeah. Because we saw in the new April or Lego video, whatever, the new color that they added with all the other classic colors was turquoise, which is we don't have a turquoise spacesuit.
We don't need one either.
I would throw up. But it could happen.
Oh, in the chat, dark red. Dark red would be cool.
Dark red.
I want light blue. The light blue.
Actually, I think it would be the what was the color blue that they used in Galaxy Squad and UFO Invasion? That color blue.
No.
Yeah.
Light azure.
No. That's no. The real light blue.
I'm not saying that these are things I want. I'm just saying that these are things that.
Yeah, not medium azure. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Green.
We do have green.
Now it would be good to get the green guy and get the classic space green helmet. I think that would be nice to kind of go back and put that on the Pete Reed. Which, by the way, I am trying to get Pete Reed to come on this show. He is having a bit of a dim age right now, and I've been trying to.
But he's building that. He's building that cool freaking set that he's been doing lately. I don't know.
He's also
I need to get him on here. So, Space Brown.
But wait a minute. I know. I don't know if we've gone down this conspiracy rabbit hole, but we got the Orange Spacemen on that book, and Orange Spaceman torsos were removed from from Bulk Lug this year. So a classic space set with Orange Spacemen would be kind of logical.
Yeah, maybe.
Just saying.
You would go crazy.
Oh, I wouldn't have to buy as many sets for the Spacemen, but I just buy the set because I want the set.
How about
All right, so
how about an internal, like a base internals, and have the guys with the jackets on?
Oh,
yeah,
that would be cool.
Fewer stickers for record.
Those are awesome jackets and other colors. That's my favorite torso, Jeff.
And Jeff, is that not your sig figs on the blue and the green?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, because it always says yes, always says yes to me. I approve. I like it.
And Chris, you said gray. Did you mean technically is one?
Yeah, I know that there's the gray, there's the new gray torso, but you don't have the helmet in gray and the new gray and everything. So
really, you just want a new gray helmet. You don't really want a whole new gray fig. Although we want new gray figs because they're hard to get.
Yeah, right. So anyway, all right. This has been a great discussion. We've actually gone 15 minutes over what I wanted, but we had good discussion. We had a lot of participation in the side chat. We're glad that y'all joined us. The thing we're going to talk about next week is the ideas process, which we didn't get to tonight. What should be done to improve Lego ideas, make it more fair, make it so that 19 people don't have their hopes and dreams dashed every 2-3 months and everything like that. So to talk about that process and some things that they should do there, and maybe talk about the fact that Lego has said that non-licensed stuff like that will come to possibly BrickLink as a set you can buy, as they are slowly taking over the BrickLink way, I guess. But anyway. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Talk about Lego ideas next week and the positives and negatives and that. This has been a great discussion. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Any last comments, final words, any ideas you haven't got to spout yet?
Don't join a cult.
Don't forget this weekend is AFOL Day on Saturday. If you are a member of a lug and you get your 15% off if you've got your digital VIP card referenced with an AFOL sticker on it. So expect lots of haul pictures all over social media this weekend.
No hauls.
Yep, everybody making a haul.
Does that apply online too, or do you have to go to a store?
It's in-store only. In-store only. At least at this point in time.
All right. By the way, Greg, I'm going to go ahead and admit something. When Bionicle came out, of course, I was all grumpy old man. I still am about it. I did buy the white character the first runs to get new white pieces to see if they were useful in the stuff that I build using all that kind of stuff. I never did, but I got them. But actually, the piece I used the most, I used the lids off the cans because they were cool to make hanks and stuff on stuff. So the container was much more entertaining.
Nice.
I'm a cat. I'd rather play with the box, right? So.
Chris, we're still live. You're admitting this in public.
Do what?
We're still live. You're admitting this in public.
Yeah.
If you want, I have a 30-second tyrant about Bionicle just for a quick party shot. So when I was just getting back into Lego, I had a buddy of mine who lived in the UK, and I had to go to the UK for a business trip, and I was going to be literally in the UK for like a week, which is crazy. I wasn't even acclimated to the time zone by the time I was coming back. So I told the company I was working with that I'm like, listen, I got to stay for at least a full week instead of 3 days. And a buddy of mine's like, hey, these Bionicle sets just came out and they're not here in the UK yet. Can you buy them and bring them with me? And I'm like, sure. So I go out and I buy 2 of every Bionicle tub little thing, shove them into my luggage, have the ridicule of going through customs in the US and customs in the UK as they would open my bag and be like, what are you doing? Carried these things all across the UK, all the way out to Liverpool, back to central London, up to his place in, I forget where it was. And I give them to him and everything's all done. And he's going to sell them to his friends and that. And then we go walk into a grocery store to get something. And they're all on the shelf. So sucks to you, Bionicle, for my fun excursion through the UK.
I love it. Hey, guys, y'all have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, everybody, in the side chat here. Be creative. Be awesome. Even if you don't like the same plastic things that another person likes, still like them. And if there's a kid who likes Bionicle, just pray for him. Anyway, so we're so glad that you joined us tonight. We're so glad that you were here. Do something really, really awesome for somebody. Love your neighbor. And for crying out loud, wear a mask. Y'all have a great night. See you later. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Don't join a cult.